What's up, dudes? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So today we got a mini nerf to ya boy, the only good-feeling primary kit gun, the Tombfinger. Basically not a nerf to all the versions of it, but only a nerf to the one that people were using. Because, you know, we already threw our format at the Tombfinger with the good parts. They have to nerf that one and make the other ones maybe a little bit more viable as options. So, yep, we're going to go over what the clown department has pushed out today at DE, and there's actually a couple of buffs for the other kick gun parts. I didn't really use that much, so let's take a quick look at it. I'm going to show you how nerfed this got. It's not like a damage nerf, but it is technically a DPS nerf. So let's get into it. This is not going to be a long video. I'm pretty mad about these changes because, like, why are we nerfing things? The player numbers are not great right now. The update that came out was pretty damn underwhelming. Why are you nerfing things at a time like this? Like, legit, there's nothing to do in the game, really. Oh, you can farm the Grand Void for these new parts. Oh boy, that took you like 3 days. Real fun update. Good thing we waited so long for this crap. Alright, let's get into it. So, as I said, many of these are buffs, but I'm pretty ticked off they decided to throw in some nerfs here to the only good-feeling primary kit gun. So, just some context, they did a hotfix today on PC, and up here at the top, this is important. We greatly appreciate your feedback regarding Protea and the Grand Void with the Deadlock Protocol update. We're in the process of reviewing compiled feedback for near future changes. Some of the Grand Void changes are below. I don't really care about Grand Void changes, but we might go over them if I feel like it. But the big thing is they're saying they're taking feedback for Protea. She is not good at all, and maybe they'll make her good. That's all I'm going to say, really. Her abilities, pretty much all of them have a part of it that are trash. So, I'd say the slash procs from her 1 are weak as hell, especially against armored enemies. The shield part of her 1, it needs to get changed in some way. It's not great. It's really slow to use as well. Her second ability, you need to spam it really hard to kill anything with it. I mean, her heat turret can kill like level 30, 40 enemies, okay? But not armored enemies. Definitely not going to kill armored enemies unless you spam it. And then why are you even playing Protea in that place? Just switch to Mesa or something. Or just use your actual weapon. Her 3, I feel like you should be able to cycle between health, ammo, or energy orbs. Kind of like with Titania switching between her buffs. Things like that. Might be considered OP to them because you could always have energy orbs up. But you know what? That would be a nice little gimmick for her to have. Not like she would be the only character you play, but let me know if you guys think that would be OP, if you could cycle between health, energy, or ammo for a 3rd. And her 4th, dude, no one even uses her 4th. Her 4th is just a complete gimmick that's just to say, like, hey, look, I'm Echo, or I'm Tracer. I'm already Tracer. So, yeah. Her 4 is just basically use it, you can spam abilities, and then you go back. And they need to change her. Like, make her do more damage while she's in her 4 or something like that. But let's get into these primary kit gun changes. So for the Catch Moon, increase the projectile lifetime. I guess that means like how long it's in flight or something like that. Also increase the damage fall off. So the damage fall off it's much longer now. So a quick display of that. Let me swap to the Catch Moon primary. It basically just means like when I showed the video on the Catch Moon primary the other day, it was hitting like 40s from like maximum range. Now it's hitting like 200s. So. Spawn some of these chumps in here, and it said 24 is the minimum. So did it say 24 or was it higher than that? Oh, 24 is the 20 is the minimum. So it's hitting max damage up to 20 meters away, and 40 meters away it's actually going to be hitting low numbers. All right, so you'll get so you actually can shoot it from much farther away now to get those minimum damage numbers, and around 20 feels pretty close. That's when you're getting max damage. So, that is that. Still don't think it's really worth using, just even though it has a little bit more range. Like, it's up to you. It's more of a, like, low to mid-level weapon. Definitely nothing that's viable at high levels at all. Unlike the Catch Moon primary. It's going to be used for quite a while. Alright, here's the nerfs I was talking about. So, first, before we get into that, charge time decreased with the brash grip for the Tombfinger primary. The brash grip is one of the faster ones. So for my build, we did Tombfinger, Splat, and Tremor. And Tremor is one of the ones that got nerfed. The Steady Slam and the Tremor got nerfed in charge rate. So we are going from 0.8 charge time previously on the Tremor to 1.4. They basically doubled it. It's not exactly doubled, but they almost doubled it. So here's how the Tombfinger charge mode goes now with the same build we had in the previous video. And it definitely is much slower. Like, as I said, though, it didn't really change the damage, but it's much slower now, so keep that in mind. This is with no stat stick, of course. So they're trying to make it so people actually would consider running the faster firing grips. As you see in a lot of these changes, they changed the faster firing grips to actually be more enticing because, you know, before they just copy and pasted it over from the secondary versions where it was like a huge damage reduction on this stuff. Basically, no one built the fast-firing versions before, unless they're doing like a status procer. And now they're trying to make it more viable. But the thing is, I've already put 20 Forma into these kit guns. If you want me to keep testing these out, DE, you need to make it so you can switch between parts after you do these stupid balance changes that you didn't think about before they came out. So I'm pretty salty about it, to be honest. But so yeah, that got nerfed. It's really not a big deal, but I just think it's really stupid they're even nerfing stuff in the first place. With how boring this update's been, with how like limited time the content has felt, it's really not good. At least in my opinion. Maybe you guys feel a different way. Like, well, it's your fault for playing in the first week, dude. You shouldn't play in the first week. Well, yeah, I guess it's my fault for trying to be excited for the content and then playing it right away. All right, moving on. We got the Gaze primary. Basically, all the versions of it have increased range, almost doubled range in a lot of these. So. We were going with the Steady Slam, I believe it was, with the build that we showed in the previous video. Let me confirm that for you. We went with Steady Slam, so that was previously Dog Awful range at 12, and now it's 20. The highest range one went from 18 to 30. Wow, that range before was absolutely terrible. It's like they didn't think it through at all. So, I mean, I can show you how far 20 meters is, if you'd like to see that. So we've got the same build. Remember that range mods are not in the X list because why would they be? You know, that would make too much sense. So let's go ahead and just show that. So 20 meters. That is 15, 20. There you go. Still gonna hit you a multiplier. I think the Gaze primary is actually pretty good. Definitely like the most underrated of the bunch. Oh, by the way, the Rattle Guts didn't get buffed at all with this update because, you know, it being worse than the Kuva Kraken, or whatever, not the Kuva Kraken, the Kuva Karak, apparently is not enough of a reason to get it buffed. So yeah, all this just got more range. I'd say if you're going to be building a new one, maybe just go with the max range version, the Brash or the Shrewd. This one feels, I guess it's okay at 20, but dude, it was 9 meters before the Tremor, yikes. So Brash Grip as well, so there's a big change to the Brash Grip. Now it's going to have less damage reduction when you use this. So when you use it on the Catch Moon, it's actually going to give you 12 more damage than it did before. On the Tombfinger, it's going to give you 8 more damage than it did before, and the Rattle Gut's going to give you 4 more damage than it did before. So that's because like no one was using these. Like if you were using the Brash Grip or the Shrewd Grip for that matter, because that one got buffed as well, let me know. But pretty much everyone I think was just using the slowest firing, hardest hitting ones because the math just seemed to work out the right way, like with those. So if someone wants to do the nerd math for us on these ones and see if these new changed Brash and Shrewd grips are better, feel free to post it on Reddit or whatever, or on the forums. I'm sure people will definitely appreciate you doing that nerd math for us. Make sure you include crit and status procs, though, with the new viral and new cross, etc., etc., because I'm sure as hell not doing that stuff. So in the same vein, the Shrewd Grip is going to actually have further, it's going to give you more damage than it did before as well. So instead of, it's going to give you 7 more damage on the Catch Moon, 4 more damage on the Tombfinger, and then 2 more damage on the Rattle Guts. So there you go. They waited until people wasted all their Forma and then nerfed the good Tombfinger version. Like I said, it's not really a big deal. I'm just mad about the fact there's a nerf in general. Like, was that really necessary? Like, they're trying to normalize this stuff, I guess. So the fastest firing one's going to have a really low charge time, and I guess the .8 is going to stay on the Shrewd. I don't know what they're thinking here. They don't really seem to think things through. Keep in mind, these still have bottom tier disposition. Not like they'd randomly just change it in the middle of the week like that. But yeah, I think they really should do more play testing. They're hiring new people. They need to hire someone that actually knows how to play the game and to play test this stuff. So they won't have to make these dumb changes like further down the line. All right, so no Protea buffs in this patch. Basically, in the Granum Void, if you get the maximum amount of kills you need, just spits you out right away. You don't have to sit around and wait. Depending on what kind of coin you use, the free the Solaris chumps that are captured by the Corpus gives you more Solaris standing. So for the high tier one, 900, not really anything to write home about. And then the rest of the stuff is bug fixes, crashes, and all that stuff. Actual changes, let's see if we get anything good here. Color customization on the Melee Moa. Hooray. Kubrows doesn't have a collar, cannot be equipped with missions, etc., etc. Who cares? Making the lasers on the Corpus ship easier to see. So this stuff seems pretty unimportant. It's mostly about how they decided to randomly nerf the fun gun that we created, and they nerfed 2 versions of it. I wasn't even using the Steady Slam, but apparently some people were using the Steady Slam version. And hey, it's not a big deal, guys. They buffed the crappy one, the Brash Grip. They did buff the Brash Grip here as well, but that's only 8 more damage. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be rebuilding these. I don't suggest you do either. It's just, it's really like, it's mind-boggling. They decided to just nerf some of them and like give some pretty like gives buffs like a week later. Why weren't those in there at launch? If I saw that I was getting like a big damage increase, or like I wasn't getting a huge damage decrease rather, and I was getting a lot of extra fire rate at launch, I would have built things probably a little bit differently. So, yeah, if you want to go waste a bunch of Forma, do the nerd math, be my guest. I'll be holding out for a Protea buff later this week. They said they're probably looking at that, so keep an eye out on that one. And yeah, that's the end of the salt-filled rant. I could go on for this for days, but you know what? I'm starting to care less and less as they release these updates. So there you go. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.